I live for this day, every day, sharing my hopes and dreams that my heart whispers in every way. Are you ready to be vulnerable as I welcome you to the Cindy Garza podcast? Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to the Cindy Garza podcast. I'm your host, Cindy Garza. And this week's episode, I want to talk about something that I actually posted about on TikTok. And I went for a run to a place called Le Jardin des Plantes. I'm pretty sure hopefully I'm not butchering it. But basically it's an arboretum, and they have a bunch of museums there in obviously these beautiful buildings that are just magnificent. And so I started to take a video of one of the buildings, and it just was so larger than life, so magnificent. And then as I was walking by this one plant, I just kind of caught my eye. I saw this bee that was collecting pollen. And so I started to zoom into that plant, and the juxtaposition, I loved it. It was like life can be so small and so detailed as you want it to be, but that's still life. But it could also be as grand and bigger than life as you can imagine it to be. And so I think that just really planted a seed in me, because then I went to the Musee d'Orsay. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And they have obviously so many paintings, beautiful ones, and a lot of impressionist paintings. So, which is my favorite category, because it just speaks to my soul. And so I saw this one painting, Renoir painting, and it was, let me pull up the name of it because I don't want to butcher it more than I need to. It's called La Seine à Champrosay. And I felt like he just beautifully captured the breeze in that painting. It was like you could feel the breeze. It was so beautiful. And I could stare at these paintings all day, and truly, it's so incredible how you're able to capture something so concrete, and yet you can't see. It's like a feeling, And so anyway, I love painting too, and so I kind of started to take in a really zoomed in video just to see how the technique was. And it's really like, when you look at impressionist paintings, it's like a bunch of random painting strokes. And I'm always so impressed by how it can be all these random brush strokes, and then when you start to zoom out, you're like, oh my gosh, but it looks so beautiful when you're looking at it from afar. And I kind of thought of it like life. I feel like sometimes life can be so random. We have all our, especially if you have a lot of hobbies that you enjoy, like myself, they seem so random and not connected, and all these life changes that happen to us, and it just is so jumbled. But then when you start to look back, take a step back and reflect on the canvas that is your life, you start to see a really beautiful masterpiece. Truly a beautiful masterpiece. And everyone has their own specific beautiful masterpiece that they're painting. And to take it even further, there was an exhibition also going on, and it was truly marvelous. I love all things like winged angels. I just think I love that celestial stuff. It just hits home. It hits home. So they had this exhibition, and it was called, hopefully I don't butcher it, Le Poème de l'Homme. And I think it means the poem of your soul. And it was this, basically the life's work of this artist called Louis Janmot, and 46 years work in progress, and 34 paintings and drawings, and each one had its own poem, which, by the way, love that idea. I want to start doing more poems and painting to those poems, because I just screams in my soul, like, yes. And it just kind of got me thinking, like, to go along with that, like the brush strokes, every decision that we make in our life is, I don't know if I mentioned this, by the way. Louis' work was basically the soul's evolution on Earth. And so he kind of talks, it's like a story, it kind of reads as a story of the different things that our soul goes through in life. And it was truly very beautiful. I'd highly recommend you look it up. They also sell the books, and I might even do a little TikTok of a couple of the paintings that really just were, it just hits your soul. But anyway, it kind of got me thinking, every decision that we make, every life choice that we make is our own brushstroke, reflecting our own soul. And we get as much of a choice in it as, the things that happen to us. We also can make some choices in life. And hopefully it's reflecting our soul's energy, our souls, like aligned with our souls, because I feel like you're slowly weaving in your soul's essence into that masterpiece that is your life. And everyone has their own specific soul, everybody has something that they feel called to, and their own life's mission, whatever that may be. And I think that was just so beautiful to me, is seeing how our souls, our lives can be so beautiful, so celestial, so just magnificent. And I think sometimes I definitely do this, so I'm like really speaking to myself, is get caught up in all these like tiny little things. And sometimes I need to just remind myself to slow down, take a step back, and look at the beautiful portrait and masterpiece that is my life, because I'm so grateful. I have a beautiful life, and it's still a blank canvas. Still, a lot of it is blank, and I hope to fill it with even more colorful colors and just celestial essence. I don't know. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like it kind of goes in theme with last week's episode of, do you want to see your life in color or in gray? And I think it's so true. Like, you really, like, you're painting your own portrait. And I'm not saying that it's not going to be, you can have a beautiful painting that's like black and white. And if that's you, go for it. I'm definitely more the optimist and want to see the colors. So that's kind of funny how I am just now realizing how they kind of connect. So anyway, that was it for today. I really just wanted to share that, because really, when I thought of that metaphor and the symbolism, I just had to share that, because I think we all need to be reminded sometimes of how magnificent we are, and how our souls are so beautiful, and how you're so unique and amazing. And I just don't ever let anyone take your light, because truly, like, I think it's so easy to forget that sometimes we get caught up in the day-to-day and the unglamorous part of life, and that's totally okay. Life isn't always glamorous, but there's always beauty in that, in our souls, throughout everything. And so, anyway, I hope that resonated with you as it did with me and my soul. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week, and I will see you guys next week. I love you so much. Bye. Bye.